Hello my dear students, once again I welcome you all to your history online class. So in today's class we will be dealing with your second chapter from a history portion that is known as the early nationalist movement. So in this chapter mainly we will focus with lots of subtopics talking about the American Revolution as well as the French Revolution, but this is completely different because we don't involve any of the topic that has been related with the Indian history, medieval history or any of the ancient history from our country. So talking about the Europe, as we all know, it is one of the most important like a continent under where we see the centuries known as 18th to 19th centuries with lots of development that was being done by the English rulers with lots of rapid changes with the topic of technology. So if you have seen the first chapter, a changing time chapter, I taught you there, I gave you a lot of explanation regarding how a new kinds of emergence with industrial revolution, inventions, technologies during the 1690 with the first country known as England that marked a lots of important like a development, lots of welfare, country started going towards all the European nations. So this is also a part of continuation of those topics. We see that how 18th 19th century marked as one of the most important centuries for all the European nations towards the topic known as technology and the industrial revolution. So here we see talking about the age of revolution. Revolution means a drastic change. So when we talk about the drastic change, we see mainly talking about the two countries, America followed by France. So these were the two countries where a revolution emerged going for 4 years, 10 years, and that also marked a lot of important topics where first president talking about different type system, monarchy system was there, how it turned into a republican form or a new constitution was formed, that we will discuss. And here first we will start with the American Revolution. So America actually they wanted a democracy. All the people should be given a voting, a right under the universal adult franchise that they can also come and do whatever the election that is been conducted by the country, and that make one of the most important topic. Here we see focusing on the American Revolution, which mainly started in the year of 1775 till 1783. It went for nearly 8 years, and within these 8 years we see that how the American Revolution had got mainly the two types of states, northern states and the southern states. Northern states they were very much they were very much important like towards the industrialization with lots of inventions, and they did not need any such kind of labor or any such kind of worker for those kinds of industrialization, but in a very less manner. Whereas talking about the southern states of America, they were actually a labor intensive agriculture. That means manually with hand, the work was being done in the hand with all sorts of agriculture, saplings, cotton production, tobacco collection, all this was being done in the manual labor under the southern states. So this was the most important topic, that how northern states as well as southern states they had to go against each other, and they emerged towards the American Revolution followed by Civil War. Next talking about the topic known as Stamp Act. Stamp Act was being used in the year of 1765 where England ideas they had got towards the American talking about the no taxation. That means America will not take any kind of taxation or they have to boycott towards the topic of taxation, and there was a Stamp Act in the year of 1765. The next topic will focus on this topic towards American Revolution. We see that how we see about the Boston Tea Party, which was in the year of 1765, and there we see that lots of British ships were being attacked by the American people, and all their goods, the ships was being kept in the harbor, and all their goods of tea boxes was being thrown into the sea, and that started towards the aggressive way that was being done by the America. The next topic that is known as Declaration of Independence in the year of 1776. 13 colonies were actually formed under the Philadelphia, and we see that how Thomas Jefferson stood as a leader, as a overall spokesperson, and mainly denoting towards the topic called equality. We all know what equality that means. Even in our country under the constitution that all the citizens of India are equal in the eye of law under the article number 14 to 18. So similarly, talking about the next, that is known as the George Washington, that how George Washington defeated British army, and that British army was been under the supervision or under the leadership of Lord Cornwallis in the year of 1781. That made George Washington one of the famous leader, famous personality during those time or era, and later on he became one of the most important president of America. Next, talking about the Treaty of Paris. Paris, as we all know, the capital of France, it was been a signing of treaty in the year of 1783, where we see that a republican form of government was been formed with the first president of America in the year of 1789, and that was the George Washington. Why? Because George Washington contribution, his efforts towards his country made him most popular personality during those time, and he, with lots of elections, lots of votes, he became the first president of America in the year of 1789. And after that we see that how a new constitution also was formed. And we all know, even our country India has been taken the constitution from the ideas of America, because it is regarded as one of the oldest constitution in the world from the year of 1789. And our country took the constitution, finally it was been adopted in the year of 1950. So you can see the exact calculation after almost 2.5 centuries. This was overall today's chapter with lots of topics. Hope you have understood. Till then, stay safe. Thank you. God bless.